Murtala, what's happening court today?
Yes, you've been mentioning Christmas. Now, all institutions are also holding up activities and all that. Last time, EIB, we had our carols night, right? So you were not there.
Oh, I had another engagement.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and it was very exciting and all that. And then Ghana School of Law were not left out of the situation. They also had one section. They have a very beautiful event at the Ghana School of Law, and as you can see on your screen, a lot of law students were there. They took part, Bible verse upon Bible verse and all. And guess who were the Sam Nati George was there. In fact, justices of the Supreme Court, Justice Samuel Esiedu, Justice Eric Chebafo, Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Piaboni, also a justice of the High Court, were all there, and you can see on your screen. Mr. Manu Money was also there as well. And so it was a very exciting moment for the law students. They want to be part of whatever processes are happening, whatever activities are happening to celebrate the Christmas. And guess who was it? The director of the registrar of the school was also present, and the chief justice was supposed to be there. But unfortunately, other activities also took her out. But she has in her stead a justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Samuel Esiedu, to also speak to the students in relation to all that have been happening in relation to this carols night. So you notice that when situations like this happen, they read them Bible verses upon Bible verses. And Sam George was one of the personalities who read one of the verses. And you know, we are in an election year, so we try to balance officials from Bank of Ghana who came in to read Bible verse. They are, in fact, students, bodies, the SRC, everything was very spot on. So they indicate that it's also an annual event that they always do, just so when situations. So that is the forecourt of the Ghana School of Law, Makola. That's how a lot of people will refer to it to be a Makola. So that is the front line. Justice Samuel Esiedu, Sam George, and some of the students were there. So there were some beautiful songs, Sewa. Beautiful songs. The students, some of them mount the stage, and it was so beautiful, you know. The one that we had at the Accra City, it was so fun. You missed it. It was so fun. Yes, it was so fun. I come and see the dance. Unfortunately, I could not dance. Next year, I'll come back again. You have thrown that challenge to me. And I said I was coming back. As for dance, everybody loved dance.
Was Justice Chebafo there?
Yes, Justice Chebafo was present at that particular function. But of course, during moments like this, these are students, and there's a call on them. The Christmas will come beautiful. Everybody will be celebrating. You're going to be chewing the cows, be playing, be enjoying all. But one thing is certain: don't forget your books. Don't forget your books. And Justice Samuel Esiedu, who represented the Chief Justice, had this message for the student body.
When you are entering law school, you are told that it's a 2-year program. But in actual fact, part 1 is not 1 year, and part 2 is also not 1 year. If you put things together, if you are lucky, it's between 7 to 8 months. And so whilst you drink your water and your juice, make sure that your books are with you, your notes are with you, and from time to time, you read through. Because in about the second week of January, you come back. And then very soon, Easter will also show up, a little break. Before you realize, we are in May. And then June is here. And once we enter June, June itself will invite you to come and write an exam. And so I wish all of you well. I wish all of you Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And I pray that the Lord God, who has seen us through from the beginning of the year up to this period, will carry us through, even through our exams successfully. God bless all of you.
Justice Samuel Esiedu, a justice of the Supreme Court, but he represented the Chief Justice at that point. And the call is simple. You are going to chill, have fun, all that, but make sure your books, because before you realize, you think that the course is a year, 2 years. No, there's just few months apart. So make sure that everybody who is down there, but The registrar of the Ghana School of Law, Mrs. Juliet Edueje, has also been speaking. You know, when they called her and mentioned her name, the students were giving her fans. So I know when students are giving you fans, you should be very careful and all that. Let's hear from the registrar of the Ghana School of Law, Mrs. Juliet Edueje.
I stand here on behalf of management of the Ghana School of Law to give this short Christmas message. Xmas or Christmas is about hope, peace on earth, and a time for renewal. And I exhort all of us to keep hope alive. I would also like all of us to ask ourselves this question: what is the difference between celebrating Jesus at Christmas and celebrating the season of Christmas? Are you celebrating Jesus or just the season? Reflect on this. I wish you well. I wish you the best of the season and a successful academic year, the reason why you are here. God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday, and don't forget your books. Those books, not the other book. Thank you for having me.
So don't forget your books, not the other books. Which other books? I'm not sure I'm in a position to tell which other books there are. So the message is clear. Go out there, but make sure you don't forget your books. So that is the message from the registrar of the Ghana School of Law, Mrs. Juliet Edueje. And well, like I mentioned, when they mention her name, come and see fans. Now, I said, well, I'm sure that if you were there, you would have been giving her fans. And those who have been giving fans, they know why they have been giving. So the student body, the SLC, Daniel Otin Ewua, has been speaking. You know, the call is that make sure that when you go out there, you do not over-celebrate and forget about your book, because you should know why you are in the law school and all that. So I've been asking him, the call is simple. Don't forget your book. You, as student body, what do you have to say?
Well, I think that that is a message that we always need to remind ourselves of, right? Because the Ghana School of Law, one way or the other, is a tough place to be at. You might think that it's just a 2-year program and it's easy to pass out. But we know people who have been here for years, and it's very difficult to sometimes progress from year 1 to year 2 and even year 2 to go out to get called to the bar. So I believe that with the representative of the CJ, His Lordship Justice Esedu, and then the registrar and all the other speakers, they are always on keenly reminding us that we are here for one thing, to get called to the bar. So all other things are peripheral. So that advice is on point, and that's what we always want to hear, just so that even though whilst we are trying to do some of these extracurricular activities, we don't veer off the main reason and vision why we came to the Ghana School of Law.
So that is the president of SRC president of the Ghana School of Law, Daniel Otin Ewua. He says that, look, we are celebrating now, but we won't forget our books. The main reason why we are in school is to study and make sure that we pass. And when you pass, that is where you are celebrated. You are called to the bar at the Accra International Conference Center. You have to be there. If you are not there, then it means that whatever you have done, back to zero, you get the point. So once you get that day that's one exciting thing about the call to bar. You are there and they call you. They call you, you appear on stage, you pick your family. I think that's the day that you see the excitement on the faces of family who come there and all that. And from speakers upon speakers over the years, it's never easy. Because I have seen the Chief Justice take time to commend, celebrate the families for taking them through all those hassles. At the end of the day, when you are called to the bar, it's a big honor. So that's in relation to the Cars Night at the Ghana School of Law. And so yesterday you guys were discussing some interesting topic about the election, the dispute about the parliamentary elections and all that. Mm-hmm. And you note on Friday the incident that happened in court, which led to the EC, the returning officers, going ahead to declare results in some of the disputed parliament constituencies, including those that they had been declared earlier. The Chief Justice has come out with an administrative direction on how cases in relation to parliamentary dispute should be handled at the courts. And in relation to this, the Chief Justice is saying that Saturdays and holidays are moments that the High Court that will be assigned, and the underlying word is assigned, the court that will be assigned to handle cases in relation to parliamentary election dispute should sit on holidays and on Saturdays. And also, the registries of the court will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's 12 hours, 12 solid hours. And the CJ is saying that, look, this thing took effect from yesterday. Yesterday is 23rd of December. And let me give you what exactly have been captured in that particular directive that the CJ has issued. The first point is that all High Court registries and all registries where any parliamentary election petition or other election-related matter shall be filed shall thereafter remain open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Saturdays and public holidays. Number 2, all Superior Court, and all Superior Court has to do with the High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, all Superior Court judges who shall, in relation to parliamentary elections, it is the High Court and the Court of Appeal. All Superior Court judges who shall be assigned any parliamentary dispute or related matter shall have the power to sit on Saturdays and public holidays as in the discretion of the judge may be necessary for the expeditious disposal of the case. And then the very last one, okay, the last one made references to the CI and all that. And they said that this directive takes effect from Monday, 23rd December 2024. So that is it for those political parties who think that they have issues with the results that have been declared. Now the way is clear. Go to court if you disagree, and the court will be available even when they are on holiday. They'll be back on Saturdays. They'll be back to deal with the case. So that is what will happen in relation to the parliamentary election that we have seen some dispute come out. The court made an order, granted mandamus application from the NPP side, for which reason on Saturday we saw that this is called mass declaration.
Well, you won't be so wrong to say that, because that's exactly what happened. But I think it's a good thing because, you know,
it's reduced the tension.
Yes, and makes everything fast. Even though, you know, as you call it, that mass declaration that happened on Saturday, I don't think it's going to just die down like that. I expect the NDC to act.
Yes,
probably
definitely
place an injunction.
Definitely,
you know,
I'm sure
on them being sworn in and then contest it. When
Justice Joseph Eduajima was granting the application for mandamus, one of the things that he pointed out was to the effect that, look, the January 7 is just at the corner. Ghanaians cannot be denied representation in Parliament. So, in the view of the court, action, the whole process ought to be expedited.
Right.
The judge was clear on that. So the judge made the point that nobody should be denied that opportunity to be represented, and those people should be sworn in the in Parliament or 7th January. So in the coming days, we'll see the step that the NDC would. And clearly they disputed or they disagreed with the position of the judge, for which they even went to the Supreme Court. But the declarations have been made, so we'll wait to see what next will be and whether we'll see the very first challenge being mounted on which particular constituency we'll be looking at. In the coming days, we'll look at that.
All right.
And then the last of it, you know, for some time I've been talking to you about a case, Alhaji Salia's will. The case was taken, the Attorney General has arraigned some people, including a lawyer Joseph called Adosam. Alhaji Seidu Adams Baba is the chief of Banda in Accra here. Abdullahi Salia, many know him to be alias Abdullahi Salia Jr., Abubakar Salia, and Said Salia. So the prosecution made a point that they want to drop charges against the Salia brothers, but the case has been recalled. The complainant in the matter, Idris Salia, petitioned the Attorney General, and the AG has called for the docket from the police. It took some time for the docket to arrive, but finally the AG has seized that particular document and is perusing that. Yesterday, they were to apprise the court on what the AG has been able to identify by way of the investigation, but unfortunately, the court presided over by Akosia and Nochua Ejepon is on leave. So the case has been adjourned to February 5 next year. So next year, the issue about Alhaji Salia's will, for which reason Sam, a lawyer, a chief, and 3 siblings are in court. And the police made the point that they want to drop charges against the siblings, for which reason the complainant has petitioned the AG. Now the AG has called for the docket, and they have to review it and advise the court on the next line of action. So that case also came up yesterday, but unfortunately, it has to be adjourned. So this is all we have for you in relation to court today, sir.
Thank you very much, Murtala Inusah. He's our court correspondent, for bringing us court today. You'll be going to the court today, no?
Today, not much is happening.
Right.
Yes, not much is happening.
Much
So
is happening.
27th, the court will be back. Then 28, 29, then it will break again for the new year.
All
and
right.
then we are back from there. Then all too soon, 7th January is also at the corner. Will you be at the Black Star Square?
To do what?
The swearing in.
No, but I will be working from the studio.
So you'll be at the Black Star Square, but you will be
Well,
here.
I mean, I'll cover it.
Yeah,
If that's what you mean.
All of
Not
us, yeah.
as an attendee.
Even
right?
if you are watching it on the screen, we are all covering it. We'll have the keen eye on it.
Thank you very much,
Good.
Murtala Inusah. That's
Have
it
a
for
great day,
court
Sewa.
today.